Greetings and welcome back to yet another episode of Slay the Spire, and today we're going to be playing, after long last, the character Ironclad. Now, he's only showed up once in my last 10 runs, but I'm really glad to see him back here because I think he's the OG character of Slay the Spire, so for him not to show up more often is a little bit disconcerting. But like I said, I'm glad he's back and I hope that he stays with us at least throughout the rest of this run, which I'm sure he will, because he doesn't seem to be the type which would ditch us. That made no sense, but it doesn't matter. So let's go to the modifiers. We start with 50 random cards, and every time we visit a new room, we're gonna lose one max HP. But I think this is kind of offset by the fact that we have Vintage. Now, we're not going to be getting any cards, but really, we don't really need them, right? Because we already have 50 of them in our deck. But because there are a lot of relics which increase your max HP, I don't think Terminal is going to be that big of an issue. Now, one thing I should have meant is that I should just start playing faster, and this run seems to be the perfect one to do it because I think it's going to be quite strong. So as soon as I'm going to embark on the journey, I'm just going to start thinking where I need to go, what I need to do, and generally try to make the process go by a bit quicker, I suppose. So with all of that said, let's embark on the journey and let's slay the Spire, as I always say, which is the title of the game and the punchline and everything else in between. Okay, so we want as many elites as possible. That's one, that's two. So I see 2 elites. We probably would want to hit the shop just so we can get a chance for a Mind Blast, but this seems like a good path. Okay, and there's a campfire in between. Okay, this seems good. We're also the Ironclad, which means that we heal after every turn, which is pretty nice. Bludgeon seems nice. Okay. It would really help if I knew what every card does before I actually used it, right? I think I'm just gonna do this. I heal for 6 at the end of the turn anyway, and I also have Plated Armor, so it doesn't really matter, right? I can just go ham on him. I should have probably copied that. That's fine. Deal 16 damage. He's dead. Great. Mega Marbles apply vulnerable to every enemy as soon as at the start of your turn, which is nice. Sure. Oh, that worked. Geria. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. That's really nice. Bludgeon. He's dead. Perfect. Toxic Egg. Every time we add a skill, it's upgraded. That would be great if we actually got any cards. I don't want to remove anything, so let's just gain some gold. I think it's gonna be better for our score. Blind, I don't see any Mind Blasts, and I don't think any of the cards are good enough, plus they're probably not that influential. We don't have any curses, let's just leave. Sorry, thank you, man. See you some next time. Flex and Bludgeon, that just seems ridiculous. Yeah, let's just do it. That went well. He's also, no, he's not vulnerable this turn, but he was vulnerable the first turn, so that's fine. Seeing Red Immolate, that's 21 damage. Do I have more damage? I don't think I do. I don't have any block. Deal 21 damage to all enemies, sure. I don't need to do anything. Great. Okay. This is going fine. He's dead. Perfect. Just keep it up. I feel like I'm doing well. Iron Wave, I don't... Maybe Thunderclap, sure, let's add a Thunderclap. I don't think it really matters. Left, get that Geria bonus. This is not a speedrun, although maybe I'm making it seem so, because, like I said, I'm playing a little bit faster. It's fine, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna do this. Do we just have a bunch of bludgeons in our deck? Because we've drawn them on our first turn exclusively. No, we only got 2, so we just got extremely lucky, I think. Bunch of powers here. Flex is fine, this is fine, and I think it's just dead. I didn't do the math, I just played it. Fruit Juice. Max HP is great, especially on a run where we keep losing our max HP. Strawberry, perfect. It's gonna offset the fact that we're losing things. I can replace cards. Oh, that's great. I'm gonna keep the Sword Boomerangs. They deal damage, maybe a Headbutt. No, this just seems fine. Ghostly Armor, Ghastly Armor. It's Ghostly Armor. I'm just gonna drink it, no reason not to, I suppose. Let's do this, see where it lands. Let's do another one. Just kills him. Perfect, actually. So I can just do this and I should be fine. Great. Alright, the first floor so far is looking pretty good. Rampage, power 2, gives me 12 block. This deals 21 damage. I mean, yeah. Should I just deal damage? I'll just deal damage to him. Sure, I'm gonna take 7, but I heal 6 at the end of the turn. Doesn't really matter. He's probably just dead this turn. Exactly. Perfect. Warpaint, 2 random skills is not bad. It's not good, I think. It's just in the middle of the road, I suppose. I'll replace anything that doesn't kill you outright. Now, Clothesline does kill you, but it costs 2 energy. So if I got 2 more cards, which just basically killed you outright, that would be nice. For 1 mana, of course. Now, who has the most HP? This guy? Doesn't really matter. Sword Boomerang, I don't think it's guaranteed to kill anyone here. Unless I also do this first. So maybe I want to do this and then they're just dead. One of them is dead. I didn't do the math there, it just seemed it would work out. Did it work out? I don't know, you'll be the judge. But I think it worked out well in the end. Another lead, perfect. Well, it's not perfect, depending how you look at it, I guess. Immolate seems pretty good here. Thunderclap and Immolate just seems ridiculous, so I'm gonna do that. I might just be able to kill one here, actually. Because I have the attack potions, right? A feed is okay. Okay, that's fine. So he's not attacking, this is gonna be a perfect, so that went well. Who would have thought getting a bunch of random cards in your deck might actually be a good thing, right? Who would have thought? I think a Whirlwind is too good not to take, especially because we already have 50 cards in our deck. That makes no sense, right? Yeah, but I think it's a good card, so I'm gonna take it. I don't have to justify my reasons to you. No, but I always say, if I do something wrong and you see that I'm doing something wrong, please let me know. Oh, that's pretty good. Please let me know, because I know I make a bunch of mistakes in this game, and I would like to genuinely get better at it. So if you see something that I could improve at any point, just let me know, please. That would be swell. I should have probably just attacked him. Why did I buff myself? Right, let's just do that, I suppose. That was silly. I could have just killed him. I had lethal. I think I'm just trying to go too fast. And I had butt. Yeah, fine. I have enough passive block that I don't need to really worry about for damage. So this particular fight went on a little bit longer than it had to, but that's fine. Regular enemy counters aren't encountered in question mark runes. So that seems pretty good, right? In some sense. Because that means that we know we're not gonna fight them, so if we're trying to go as fast as possible, we don't need to bother with them at all, I suppose. Immolate. Disarm, I don't think is gonna be necessary because he's gonna split anyway, so he's just gonna lose the effect. Feed just deals damage, it exhausts. I think maybe this is a fine. Maybe I want to set up some powers. This one is fine. Maybe? Not perfect, but I think it's fine. Maybe if we can split them now, that would be pretty good. I don't think we can, though. It's just gonna deal some damage, and if I do a Reaper, he's not splitting. Wait, he is splitting, but is it worth splitting? Maybe, depends on what I get from this. Deal 14 damage. Now, the problem with this is, I think it's not gonna be a perfect if I take it, right? So I'm just gonna take this and split them. That seems like a viable strategy to me. I'm just gonna drink this as well, just that I have more passive block. I get something like 12 block per turn now without even having to do anything, which is just great. Sure, doesn't really matter, but let's do it. Carnage, I can split this guy. Do I want to is the question though. Now, if I do damage to this guy, that's gonna be 32 HP, right? 33. Yeah, that's fine. And I can just split them next turn. I'll just go ham on this guy. What do I want in my deck? Immolate maybe, because it deals damage to all enemies. Perfect, perfect. So I can just split them both next turn, especially the one that's attacking, I think. That should be fine. Oh yeah, this seems pretty good. Pretty good. I can just immolate them. And now I think I'm just gonna go on this guy just so these enemies have less HP, so I can dispose of them in one hit, hopefully. So far we're perfect. We haven't taken a single hit, which is great. Reckless Charge. Never thought that I'd like to see you, but here you are. Here we are. When our card is exhausted, draw one card. And this is fine. Doesn't really do anything, so let's just play it, I suppose. It's a power. It can't hurt. It's what my grandma always used to say. Heavy Blade does not kill you. Whirlwind 7 times 4 kills you both. Perfect, perfect. They did the math. Stone Calendar. At the end of the turn, 7 deal 40 damage to all enemies. That seems pretty decent. Brutality, Demon Form. Let's just take Demon Form. I think I need energy in this deck. You can no longer smith at rest sites. This seems perfect for this particular one because we're not smithing anyway, right? So let's just take... Perfect, perfect, perfect. I hope that smithing just means I can't upgrade, but the other things are still in place. So there's one elite here, there's a campfire here, I can just upgrade to my Gyria, I can go forward, here's another elite, and then I can maybe go left or right. Okay, this seems fine. Let's not overthink our paths. I think that was my problem. Well, not a problem, but just the fact of life, I suppose. Okay, let's do this. Let's just try to do as much damage as humanly possible in this first turn. Which just means playing these 2 cards. And I suppose a Reaper, because there's no way I'm gonna join it again. It's in the discard, we need to get you 46 cards. Yeah, not happening, I think. So if I just do this, and I do this, there's nothing else I can do, so I'm just gonna end my turn. Healing at the end of the turn just seems so good to me. Oh, right, I just do 2 damage because I have 2 strength. That's pretty nice. Whenever you obtain a curse, you gain 6 HP. Very unlikely to be helpful because we have Omamori, but that's fine. Rupture. Nah, it costs 1 less. I'll keep a flex and the rest. Bludgeon just kills 1, I think. The one with more HP. Makes sense to me. And a pummel for this guy. I don't think he's dead, but he's close to it. Sure, just deal 5 damage to make him heal it up. It's actually the perfect amount of health to have after the end of the turn, because I'm gonna heal up anyway. That's 9 damage. Yeah, this is, I mean, is that... Because he's gonna attack me, he's gonna take damage from Flame Barrier. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Everything is coming up Milhouse. Whenever you exhaust a card, add a random card to your hand. Seems pretty good. Mind Blast, please. Bandage up is unnecessary. I mean, I can add the flex, but is it... At the start of each combat, gain 4 plated armor. This seems really good. I'm just gonna take it. I don't think anything... I won't take anything else. I'm not sure if having more gold in your bank at the end of the turn, or I mean at the end of the game, is guaranteed to give you more gold. I mean more score, but let's try it, right? Just give me the money, man. Just give me the money. I'm a fan of money. I don't know what good or bad phase means, but I like money, so perfect. At least in game. In real life, you know, we can talk about it, but in the game, money is pretty good. So if I do this, that's gonna deal 40 damage to this guy. It's gonna phase him, and I'm gonna be left with only taking 1 damage. So this seems fine to me. Seems completely okay. It's completely acceptable. Wild Strike. Alright, every time something exhausts, I get a random card. This is even better. Seeing red, just gain more energy, no reason not to, right? Just go ham on this guy, and I can maybe not kill him, but I can do a significant amount of damage to this guy in this fashion. Perfect, perfect. Pummel. Alright, alright. That happy flower gives me energy. Come on, another elite. Okay, this is not a nice elite to fight, I think, but we'll do our best. We're gonna keep a bludgeon, maybe getting a... I'll keep a ghostly armor, just for, you know, some extra defense. Metallicize, 12, Now the question is, I can kill one of them, right? I probably want to do that. Now the question is, which one do I kill? Do I also want to do a sword boomerang? I think that's risky. So what I'm gonna do is... It's not risky, what am I talking about? I'll just kill this guy. I'll do a sword boomerang, and I think I'm gonna do a ghostly armor. Because a feat doesn't do anything for me. I can just go ham on this. Nah, that's fine, it's fine. I full block here, I'm not taking any damage against this elite yet. so that just seems to make more sense in my head at this point in time. Alright, so question is, can I do anything now? Emulate? I think kills one. No, but almost kills one. Alright. This just makes it so I don't take any damage. Alright, I really hoped that I would play an attack and kill him, but that's fine. That's completely fine. Whirlwind. Okay, so that was a perfect elite. I won't complain. It didn't go as well as I would hope it to go, maybe, but it worked out, so can't complain. I'm not gonna take any of these cards. I mean, a Thunderclap is always nice, I suppose. A Lift, give me another Strength. I'm a fan of Strength. I have 3 now, so that's great. I want to hit this elite probably. Is there an elite on that pad? No, but there's a shop there, so I want to hit another shop because I have a bunch of money. A demon form is unlikely... Sorry, unlikely to be useful. Flame Barrier, they're just buffing, so unnecessary. Pummel, apply 1 weak to all enemies. I can probably get a feed off, and that would be really nice. Because that's 34 damage, and that is 19, so I think he's just get fed on. That's nice because we're losing max HP, so anytime we can get it should be pretty cool. I should draw first, obviously. Intimidate does what? Apply 1 weak to all enemies. I mean, no reason not to. I'm gonna get a random card. Sure. Yeah, that was not... That didn't do anything, right? But it felt good to do, so that's why I did it. Body Slam deals 3 damage, which is enough to kill you, surprisingly. Metallicize, sure, goes the armor in this. No need to think about it. You see the cards, you play them. That's how it goes. And I think he's just dead. Great. Bird phase turn, whenever you play a power heal. I saw this potion before. Heal for 10% of your max HP. I never saw it. It must be very rare. I think this was the first time I saw this potion, unless it got added in one of the latest patches, which is entirely possible because the developers of this game are ridiculously good at patching things. But yeah, I saw the one that gives you max HP more often than I saw this one, which kind of doesn't make sense to me because it feels like that one should be more rare than this one. This one doesn't really do all that much, right? It just heals you for like 7 HP. Like even the regular regen potion is better, but I'm not sure. It's just something I've noticed, I suppose. I just wanted to point it out. That was a nice heal. Whenever you exhaust a card, get a random card, sure. Perfect. Alright, they're both dead. For some reason I'm blocking for 32 even though nobody is attacking. A heavy blade and a bludgeon just seems so good to me. This is 24 damage. Yeah, this is better. This is so much damage. Having a lot of energy in a deck like this one seems so important because the Ironclad has a lot of cards which just cost a lot of energy. Are they just dead? I think they're just dead. I'm not even gonna do the math. Yeah, I just figured that they were dead. Lose 15 block left rather than all of your block. Actually, that might be useful because we have a lot of turns where we just have a lot of leftover block and just losing 15 instead of all of it seems pretty good. Inflame doesn't... All of these cards don't seem really all that good to me. Is this the turn for Demon Form? I suppose, no reason not to play it. I'm gonna play a feed just to deal damage, I guess. Sometimes I question my decisions, but then it turns out it doesn't really matter, because this game is not that hard, right? Let's be honest here, this game is not what I would call the hardest card game in existence. I'm taking... Oh, I'm not taking any damage. Wait. Oh, alright, I have Metallicize. Makes sense. Whirlwind. So getting more whirlwinds. It's a hard word to say, whirlwind. If not a native, I suppose. Whirlwind. Gain 5. This is completely fine to me. Because we're healing passively anyway. We also have the bird phase turn. Every time we play a power we heal. We have Reaper, so doesn't seem that big of a deal to me. Fell damage, immolate. That seems good. So you're just going ham on us, huh? Is this how this is going? I can also use this. I suppose I'm gonna use it because there's not gonna be a better place to use it at. Now, we want to do as much damage as possible on his first attack before he gets his block, right? We want to probably use this last. The second most damaging attack is this one, and he's just dead. I didn't have to think about it. The Art of War, very unlikely to be useful. Essentially, panache. None of this seems... Yeah, no, doesn't seem useful. So sorry, thank you, man. I appreciate it. Give me a relic. I need more relics. More relics. So yeah, the Art of War I was talking about. If you don't play any attacks during your turn, you gain extra energy on your next turn. Carnage, I suppose that's fine. Okay. I'll play a Thunderclap just so he's actually vulnerable for one more turn, so next turn as well. Hemokinesis, I'm not sure if this means I'm not gonna have a perfect, so for that reason I'm just not gonna play it. I'm gonna play the other ones though. Exhume doesn't do anything, I'm not gonna play it. That's fine. So far so good. Whirlwind kills them, but doesn't block enough, I think. Yeah, this is not helping. Do I have enough block that I'm able to sustain? I can, right? I think if I do this... Now this in particular deals 5 times 9, that's 45 damage, so they're just dead. And I have a bludgeon, which also deals a bunch of damage. This is fine, and I'm blocking for enough, so I'm not taking any damage. Okay, perfect, perfect. In this turn, can I kill him, is the question, because there's no way I'm gonna be able to... I need to play this, I suppose. What deals the most damage that I can still play? The question is, okay, so I have this. unlikely to matter. That deals like 37 damage. So if I just dual wield an immolate, I think that should be enough. Oh yeah. Perfect math. And I got the feed off. And I got the max piece. So that worked out really, really well. None of this seems useful to me. Let's skip it. So I can't use potions. I don't need to use potions. Give me the friggin' energy. Another perfected boss, by the way. Which I didn't even realize it was a perfect until now. Obviously that's what I was gunning for, but it just hadn't clicked in my head that it was a perfect boss. So let's go here first. I suppose we're gonna go here to the shop, and then we're just gonna go with the question mark route, and this, okay, this seems like a good path to me. Again, not sure if it actually is, just seems good. I also have almost 1000 gold. So far this seems like it's gonna be a pretty good daily. I hope so. Yeah. That's really the most you can do at any point in time. You can just hope that it's gonna be a good daily. I'm just gonna whirlwind, I think. I mean, I wanna get the feed off, so I'm probably gonna do that as well. I found that exploders dealing damage to exploders just doesn't do anything, and now they're just dead. Okay. I got the max HP, I got the tiny chest, I got the regen potion. What else do you really want in life? Do you even need a mind blast at this point? A skill that starts... No, nah, I don't need it. I don't need anything. I don't know why I'm going to the shops. Maybe because I'm avoiding combat. That might be it. A thunderclap, this one is already good. A flex is fine. Blood for blood. I don't need this, I don't need this, I don't need this. Play a flex. A thunderclap, I suppose, doesn't really matter. A bludgeon. He's not dead, but he's almost dead. I get 7 energy per turn. 6 because of Runi Dodecahedron, and 1 maybe because of Happy Flower. I'm not sure where I'm getting the other energy from. Just having 4 passive energy. No. 900 gold for a red mask. This is a ripoff. I'm not taking it. Mobank, perfect. Sundial. Also great, I suppose. I mean, honestly, just add 3 of them. Dramatic entrance, sure, I suppose, just deals damage for free. Seems good. We already have the relic, which allows us to draw 2 extra cards, so it doesn't seem that bad. We're just doing more damage on our first turn to all enemies. This doesn't seem all that good. And a jack of all trades is, I think, always a pretty nice one. So let's fight the elite. There's one elite here, right? And then we can fight the other one here. Yeah, okay. Perfect. This guy was the guy I wanted to see the least. But maybe we can do something here. Alright, so obviously this entire hand is just trash. But that's why we have the gambling chip, so we can replace it. A disarm, I think, is almost necessary. Yeah, this is fine. A metallicize is okay. I think almost a barricade might be necessary. Now, we're not doing any damage, but admittedly the cards in our hand just don't really do much. Being able to sustain some of those big attacks seems more important to me, especially because we get a bunch of passive block per turn, right? And just block from other sources. At the wounds, gain 5 block, this seems fine, and a whirlwind. Sure, it's dealing only 1 damage per hit, but you know, we're stacking up that block, which is what I think is important here. Dual wield, I mean, really? Body slam is... Wow, I never even considered that. Yeah, that makes sense. That works. If I play a Reaper now and heal to full, will I get the extra energy? Oh, at the start of each turn, so I suppose not. Body slam just deals so much damage though. A Reaper just heals me, which I like. And then a whirlwind. Not perfect, but it is enough, and I'm blocking for enough, which is also good. Jack of all trades, Panacea is okay. I shrug it off, so basically anything that gives me block now. I might as well just do this, honestly. Right? I mean, just so much block, that's perfect. And I get cards in return, I didn't even consider that. Whirlwind, I mean, I suppose, just go. That's a lot of block, I appreciate that. This is looking like it's gonna be a perfect, which is great. I appreciate a good perfect whenever it happens. Now, is it taking longer than it has to? Absolutely. No question about that. But is that perfect? I didn't take any damage. It is actually a perfect, which is fine. So I was talking about the boot, right? So he has intangible, but if you have the boot, every single one of your attacks does 5 damage, which just seems ridiculously good. Receive a relic? No. Lose headbutt. No, this is perfect. Give me a relic for a headbutt. What did I even get? An unceasing top. Yeah, okay, so this run went from ridiculously good to ridiculously good. This seems fine. We can deal with these. A thunderclap seems okay. A 2-1s. No, this is just block. Dramatic entrance seems the kind of card we want in this situation. This deals damage to all of them. A dramatic entrance is always nice. A bludgeon. A reckless charge. And I suppose we just do this. I should have obviously dual wielded the bludgeon. Maybe she would have even died, but I don't think it's that doesn't. I don't think it really matters. Hemokinesis, she's just dead, right? I mean, there's no other way around it. I'm not gonna play this because I lose HP unnecessarily, and I don't want to do that. Choose a power to start with. I guess. Which power do I want to start with? Metallicize, just for the lols. Maybe a barricade. Maybe against the final boss this will be useful, so let's do that. 12 cards, so okay, that's a barricade. I don't really want any cards. Oh, pain, especially not pain. Bash is unnecessary. Perfect. I didn't want any cards anyways. I mean, it wouldn't even really matter, I think, if I got it. So I can always replace it, right, on fights that are not the final fight. Maybe 12 block will be useful here, so I'm gonna keep it. 8 energy. Where from, though? Just doesn't make sense to me. It's fine, it's fine. When I lose HP from a card gain 1 strength, this seems incredibly good, but again, I don't want to use an offering because I don't know if it affects my perfect. Pummel, I suppose I'm just gonna pummel you, man. Havoc, play the top card of my hand. Perfect. I don't know how this is working or how this run is still going, but it's happening. Sure, I suppose. Whenever you draw a status, draw 1 card. Okay, perfect. I'm not taking any damage. Wait, is this an elite? It might be. Doesn't seem like it. I don't have the feeling that it's an elite. I suppose it was. I'm not sure. Was it an elite? It was an elite. That did not feel like an elite to me. Which just tells you just how powerful this deck is. Of course, 2 more potion slots on a run that just can't get any potions. Now, I want a barricade against this guy if I want this fight to go by just as fast as possible, so... A Reaper is unnecessary, and the rest is fine, I think. So, I'll do a barricade, for sure, this, and a metallicize, an inflame, and a thunderclap. Right. So the idea is, hopefully I can just basically get enough block that I'm just able to sustain him without even have to worry about it. I just want this fight to go by as quickly as possible, right? So I'm not trying to do as much damage as I humanly can, I'm just trying to avoid as much damage as possible, and that is by basically doing what I'm doing. Sure, you know, he's dealing damage to me, doesn't really matter, just, you know, hit me, but as long as you don't actually damage me, that's fine. So he's gonna get reduced to 0, so he's not gonna do anything, we can extend the turn. Are these speedrun strats? Maybe. I won't deny it. Perfect. I don't know what's happening. There are a lot of effects on screen at the same time. Perfect, it's perfect. It's going well, it's going great. I can deck for another relic, and we're fighting. Curse cards can be played. Donu and Deka. Could this work? Potentially, yes. I don't see this deck dying, but I think there's a possibility that things can go wrong here, and I need to keep that in mind. Right, a Jack of all trades I think is gonna be great. I think a barricade is almost necessary. A hand of greed, yeah, I mean, I don't get any defense, I guess I'm just gonna be taking damage here. Oh, this is unfortunate, right? Is a demon form too slow? It might be, but at the same time, maybe not. Yeah, so this doesn't really work out that well. Alright, so I guess I'm gonna be taking damage on the final friggin' fight of this battle. Spot weakness is... I mean, it buffs me up, but I don't need more buffing up, I think. Pummel deals 24 damage, it deals, and it exhausts, so maybe I can draw into something that's free now. I thought I was gonna get a free block. Okay, so that's just unfortunate, right, I think. Whirlwind, Ghostly Armor is just a Ghostly Armor, so I like it. Play the top card and exhaust it. I'm gonna do this as well. Hemokinesis, okay, I mean, if I didn't get the perfect before now, I definitely wouldn't have gotten it, so... I don't know who I want to kill first. Maybe Donu. I don't know what they do or maybe what the difference is there, but it's fine. Yeah, so I'm taking some heavy hits here. Not heavy yet, but they're gonna get heavier with time, so... I want more cards like that. Perfect, perfect. Well, not perfect, but... It's, yeah, I want block, right? The block gives me strength, in some sense. Because the more block I have, the more turns I can sustain, and the more strength I'm gonna have from my demon form. And the fact I have metallicizes should also work pretty nicely. Another card is Ghosted, draw one card, it's fine. Okay. They're doing way too much damage, man. I don't need another barricade, but Iron Waves seem nice. Second Wind is... I might actually just play a Second Wind, because it exhausts it and I draw more cards, right? And I just gain a bunch of block for it. Gain 3 vulnerable, gain... No, this seems bad. Get this out of here. Exhaust one card, sure. Just... Which one though? Maybe this one? Draw 2 more cards. Wait, for some reason I thought I'm gonna get... for some reason I thought I get block when I exhaust cards, but that's obviously not the case. There is a card like that in the game. This is the one I was thinking of. Why did I think I had this card? I'm not sure. But it's here now, and I think it's gonna help us. All non-attack cards in our hand. This is okay. So let's try to kill him. Let's just try to kill him now, right? Okay. Sever Soul. Emulate. Yeah, he's dead. And I suppose we're gonna play this. Right. Alright, so not the cleanest of final fights, but it's working, it's doing something. So I'm happy about that. Maybe I can heal to full at least. Disarm. I mean, honestly, just at this point. Another Metallicize is fine. And a Reaper. I can't play the Reaper, right? Alright. Maybe I can heal with powers. Maybe that works. Maybe that works better. This just kills him. Fine, let's kill him. It's fine. It wasn't as clean as I wanted it to be. I'm not at full health like I wanted to be, but all in all, we did get to the end. We got 1100 damage, which is much better than any of my previous scores. Light speed, victory in under 45 minutes. I mean, it was under 30. So that means to get a score for finishing under 30 minutes, I need to check that out. Money, yeah. I got a bunch of money. Encyclopedia and deck size. Big deck size, yeah. Defeat and leave without taking damage at Heaven 5 and a perfect. Now, it was very close at the end, I think, if I just drew a little bit better. But the rest seems fine. I'm not... At this point, I'm not really sure what I could have done so much differently that I would have gotten more scores. Maybe there are more modifiers which increase your score, sure, but... It seemed to work out. It seemed to have worked out pretty well. Okay, let's see how it looks like. View score 1700. I mean, that's a score, I suppose. It was admittedly a very easy run, so I can see how people got a better score. Now, don't get me wrong, getting a score in the realms of 1300 seems pretty good to me. Like that seems reasonable. Obviously, some of the scores are fake, right? 3000 points. Who are we kidding here, man? This is not happening, right? But I think that these scores are legit. 1400 points. I'm just wondering how you get to that point. Maybe you get something like 200 extra points for going beyond perfect, so that would have put me reasonably at 1300, and maybe if I took less damage, or maybe did one more elite perfectly. Maybe, you know, I can see it, but it feels like that last bit is much harder to get than the first bit. That's just typical life advice, right? The first 99% is the easiest to do, but the less... So the first 99% is the 10% of the work, or no, it's the other way around. The first 90% is the 10% of the work, but the last 10% is 90% of the work. And I feel like I'm stuck in that position. I know how to get to the end of a daily run, I know how to get the majority of the points, but squeezing that last extra value for points that you can get is kind of hard. But you know, we're gonna get there. As I always say, it's all about trying, it's all about persevering. And plus, this was a relatively fast, easy, fun daily run, and we didn't have a ton of potions like we usually do on this one. So at least we have that going for us, right? So with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed this one, guys, and I hope to see you next time.